Let's be honest, guys, looks matter. And if you deal with acne, redness, dark spots, or wrinkles, you know finding an effective treatment can be complicated. So our friends at Roman have stepped up and created a customized prescription skincare solution, and it really performs. Roman offers a free online consultation with a U.S. licensed physician. If you're a good candidate, a doctor will prescribe a custom blended treatment based on your skin type that will be sent directly to you with free 2-day shipping. You'll have unlimited follow-ups with your doctor. If you need to make a change or you have any questions, there are no commitments. You can cancel anytime. Go to GetRoman.com/ChaelSkin and try a 3-month supply of nightly defense for just $5. Remember, it's free to chat with a doctor, and your first order is just $5. That's GetRoman.com/ChaelSkin. Eligibility requirements and additional terms apply. Juan Archuleta was talking about his teammate T.J. Dillashaw, and he said, guys, I'm telling you right now, when T.J. Dillashaw comes back, he's going to be better than he ever was. There's talk before you come back because we all know that layoffs and father time are not helpful for an athlete. There's talk, but it generally comes from the athlete himself, who's trying to either convince you in conjunction with convincing himself. It's very different when you get this from a teammate who, by the way, is one good performance away from being a world champion himself. It's very different when a top contender who within a number of days could be the champion of the world himself is saying this about you behind your back. It's very different. If you do look at it, I will share with you, there are some things that are different with Dillashaw's situation. First off, Dillashaw was under some enormous pressure. And Brian Stan talked to me about this. He had to take classes on this when he was a leader within the military. He had to take classes where the one time you can count on a good man making a bad decision is when he is under immense amounts of pressure. And Brian had to learn this from a leadership standpoint of, hey, make sure you're observing the troops and make sure you're not putting too much on one guy, no matter who that guy is. There will be a breaking point. Okay, but I've always remembered when Brian was telling me that, and it does tie in to T.J. Dillashaw. Think of the pressure that he was under. Champion of the world, 135 pounds, changes his body, goes down to 125, trying to achieve a goal, but he's also got a personal beef with Henry Cejudo, who's arguing that he's there to save an entire division while taking out TJ and ruining TJ's division. I'm just saying, it was a special night. There was a lot of pressure. There was a lot going on, and Dillashaw had an injured shoulder. Now, I have to call it injured because I don't know the extent of it, but there's a difference between hurt and injured. Dillashaw was not in pain. Dillashaw needed medical attention. He just never saw an opening to go get it. And by the way, as far as resting or icing it goes, when you've got a world title fight coming up, oh, and by the way, you have to lose 10 pounds more than you've ever lost in your professional career. There's no way to rest. I only share that with you because when you do tie it into what Juan Archuleta said and you scratch your head, go, well, how are you going to come back any better? I mean, he was the champion of the world when he left. The hell's he going to come back any better? There is actually an answer. First off, he does have a removal of that pressure. Second off, he's a guy who needed some recovery time. And I should add, he went and got it. TJ went and got that shoulder fixed. It was very complex. He had to leave the country multiple times. He had to get medical things done that he simply couldn't get in the States. He was in a real predicament with his shoulder. What am I going to do? And that shoulder, kind of comes in a little helpful when you're going shoulders up. All right. When you're putting your hands, you kind of need this thing. It was very relevant to the story. And when Archuleta talks about that, it was a broad stroke. He was just saying something very nice about his teammate, who he was training with and who he felt firsthand. He did a hard stop there. I'm adding to that thought that it is quite possible with T.J. Dillashaw that he will do something that's only been done by one other athlete, who was named Dominic Cruz, which is take a period of time off and come back better. He not only needed rest, he needed a break. And he needed a break. That's back to the shoulder. If you don't have a break, there's no time to heal the shoulder. You don't have any time to. Oh, man, I got 2 weeks. I go right back into camp because 3 months later I'm going to fight. It's just one of those things. Where do you find that time? Everybody's faced with the same thing that's in the sport. But not everybody has to deal with an injury while being faced with that same thing. while being in nothing less than main events and world title fights and contender fights. I'm just sharing with you. And there's no excuse making here. TJ came out. He was a man about it. He said, I did it all. Did it all. I'm going to do my punishment. The end. I'm not rewriting that. I'm extending upon the new thought because that chapter is soon to be closed. Be as mad at TJ as you want. There's a punishment given. When the punishment is up, then it's over. Don't kick a guy when he gets out. So I share that with you because get ready. I mean, Dillashaw is coming back. What is the significance? What level of comeback? It's to be seen. But Juan Archuleta, who on a bad day is the second best guy in the world, on a good day could end up with the strap, is saying this about another guy. I think it'd be very wise to listen.